All right, time for chapter 6 of What a Wild Spirit Brings by Lil. When she woke, she wanted nothing to do with the babe lying next to her. She was jealous of him. She wanted more than anything for that Entha to be her mother instead. You're awake, finally, thank the light. You have been out for 9 days. It was a woman she had never met or seen with red hair. I am Mina, wife of Tamrock, the man who found you and your brother. Elation surged in Lil when the woman thought she was his brother, that Entha her mother. She realized that she had looked like her. The Entha had had an Andry face and golden hair. My Tamrock and I have not been able to have children, so we were overjoyed to find you before something more dangerous did. He is done today with his term of service, and we have kept quiet about your origins, so you could come with us to River Mountain and be in our home in Yedam. Would you like that? I assure you we will take good care of you both. The woman really did seem to want them, but Lil didn't want her. She wanted her Entha mother. She sat up. Tamrock stepped in, saying, Well, I'm officially free to go home. About time. Oh, you're up. She said you want to be our parents. He hesitated and said, Well, I was going to try to say it slowly, let you adjust to us first, but my Mina is so excited at the thought of children, I apologize for the suddenness. Lil considered a few moments before speaking. I cannot raise my brother. You seem like good people, and he will be safe in such a remote place with good people. I cannot accept you. Take him. I must return to my mother. Lil couldn't believe herself even as she said it. She didn't bear her adopted little brother any ill will. She just didn't love him. Their mother had died to save him, to have him. She might have lived if not for him. It wasn't really his fault, but she just couldn't accept him, even lying asleep on the bed with her, so adorable, tiny and sweet. They were both shocked, but didn't say anything. She helped them pack, and when the babe awakened, bid them farewell, and started walking to the mountain in the distance. Neither stopped her, but Tamrock did mention the blue Haldani, who had healed her, had commented on the gem around Lil's neck, and that it should be returned to the college, almost ready to take it herself, except for how much Lil had needed healing and rest. She knew they could feel her iron resolve to return to the mountain and find her mother, but she did promise to heed the Haldani's request and return the gem. Lil was not fully healed, but that blue had certainly done a tremendous job, considering Lil had almost died herself, supposedly. Her leg had a scar on it, and that scar hurt a bit, but otherwise she just felt weak. Lil focused as she was on getting back to where the Entha had died, took it slow, and stopped several times along the path to rest on a rock or a log. The way was thankfully very flat up to the mountain from the war camp. She had been glad to get away from the constant noise of soldiers and families, all living in tents as packed together as could be. You could hear everything from the people surrounding, and the complete lack of privacy had been unrelenting. Being alone on a dirt path felt like she was free to breathe, as if she had been smothered. The slopes steepened, and Lil found a gnarled branch to use as a walking stick, climbing and stopping even more often for breaks. But she never lost sight of her goal. She had to find the Entha. She had to. Once back to the mountain, she couldn't find her mother's body at all. Had something eaten it? She was pretty sure she was searching in the right area. It had been 9 days. Maybe. She was on her way back down, worried when searching too high, and found herself suddenly surrounded by Entha women. They had no intention of attacking, but she still knew they could kill her. They all had tanned skin and black eyes with sand-colored hair, one step forward from the rest. Shade and water, little brave one. Lil was shocked. Were these the same ones from before? Little brave one, but she had run. Shade and water to you, Entha, Lil replied, deciding it must have been their way of saying hello. You are not like your kind. You are like Ties, a woman of honor. It is good to see you well, little brave one. Thank you for your concern. Who is Ties, and what should I call you? I am called Tindra, and Ties was the woman with child. We found her and returned her to the sands. Did she die with honor? Did the child survive? Do you know, little brave one? Tears started streaming down Lil's cheeks as she said, Yes, Ties died with honor. She was the most heroic, admirable woman I have ever met in all my life. The boy is safe, but I came back to bury her. I couldn't find her. I was trying to find her. Tindra put her arms around Lil and let her cry for a while. When Lil finally could control her sobbing, she started to apologize, but Tindra shook her head. It would dishonor the reason behind the tears, to regret them. Lil stopped wiping them away and lifted her head, proud to bear them. They were for Ties. Ties was worth crying for. Tindra smiled. You honor her greatly for one who did not even know her name. I love her. I love her like a mother. I never understood what a mother was until I saw her. She loved me for helping birth him. He's my brother. Ties is my mother. Does that dishonor her? I don't want to dishonor her." Tindra's smile grew. "No, little brave one. That uplifts you to recognize her honor and bear it as yours. It upholds her to be recognized and to have her honor borne. It is very good what you say." Tears started up again, this time through a full smile on Lil's face. "Little brave one, if you mean what you say, I will give you her marks. Once placed, they must never be removed until the sands claim you. Do you wish this honor? Do you understand?" "Yes, yes, yes, yes!" Tindra laughed. Some of the other Antha did as well. "So be it, little brave one. Come." So she led Lil to a rock, and there her ears were wiped with a liquid that was very cold. Then she was bade to hold very still, and they pierced her lobes on each side with a thin rod. It barely hurt because of the liquid. In one ear went a metal hoop with a little ball that had a hammer and a spear on it. In the other went a short dangling chain with a red ball on the end that had a claw carved into it. Tindra explained that the hammer and spear were representing which clan she belonged to, the Black Weapon clan. The red sphere was a claw. With the claw was a mark of honor. It meant her mother had been a very great fighter. The Antha clipped a small silver tube to the dangling chain to let other Antha know that she was bearing a deceased fighter's mark, and shouldn't be challenged as a great fighter. Then Tindra painted a red line on it. "One red right for each act of heroism. Once the tube is filled, then you will gain a chain for it, and then, if you prove a great fighter, you receive a mark. You have certainly earned your red right, little brave one." Lil cried the whole time and took it very seriously. The Antha all seemed glad to mark her. None of these women were begrudging or upset that an enemy was being welcomed into their clan. Lil felt overwhelmed and truly humbled by such a gracious gift. It felt more like she had a family than she had ever felt in her life. "You are now your mother's daughter. You are marked as ties for life." Each Antha then slapped her on the back hard. She felt welts raising on her back, but she knew it must be custom. She couldn't complain about the price paid to be Tai's daughter. "It is done, little brave one." "Thank you, all of you. With all I am, thank you." They all smiled at her. Tindra even looked like she was going to hug her again. Then Lil pulled out the ring. "Please, what does this mean? She gave it to me when she died." Tindra's face grew solemn. "It is not of our people. It must be a Greenlander thing. She was not born of our people, Ties. She had the ability to leave her dreams and in her sleep and enter the Wilder. The Wild Ones found her there as a girl and told her to come to them for training. For the Wilder is a dangerous place. She could have been a wild one, but her spirit was truly free. She chose to learn control and then to have freedom as a warrior over power with rules as a wild one. I would ask a White Haldani or even the power herself about your ring." "Then I shall do as you suggest and learn what my mother wanted me to know. This journey will honor her, since it was her desire. It is good you showed the ring. It is good you want to find where it leads. May you find allies and water in your quest. And if you ever need help, little brave one, you may always come to myself and your clan." Lil hugged each Antha, starting and ending with Tindra. She thanked them continually, even as they disappeared into the shadows of the rocks. Antha were good at blending in and hunting with fighting people of honor. She was one of them now. Lil cried and contemplated it all until the sky darkened.